Hey, I want to thank you for joining us right here on Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and I want to talk Polk County solid waste. And joining us in studio, he is the Residential Collections Operations Manager. His name is Eric Hickman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Brian.
Yeah, got a chance to sit out with you and your group in the office and did a little interview with you and talked to some of the drivers. Got a better perspective as to the driver's end of it. But talk to me a little bit about what the job entails as a Residential Collections Operations Manager.
Well, a lot of it has really started prior to even hiring any of the employees. This is the first time in the county's history that the county is actively going out on the streets and collecting the residential garbage using the garbage trucks. So we've been planning this for quite some time, and a lot of that planning was for the areas that we're going to be servicing, how to put together the routing for the trucks. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you have to make sure that the trucks can service the number of residents that they need to in one work day. Mm-hmm. Correct, and then spread that out throughout the week in order to cover the entire area of the county that we have. So there was a lot of preparation that went into this, and then finding and hiring the right team. And I got to tell you, we really picked top-notch employees to help run this operation. We're doing a great job. I'm proud of the whole team we put together.
One of the messages that we want to convey to the residents is world-class customer service.
Correct.
And I'm going to go a little bit further because I got to talk to 6 of those drivers. And the thing that I was blown away by, a couple of them aren't from here. They've moved south.
Right.
This was their job prior to, but each one of them have a pride in the job that they're doing. Talk about the experience that they brought and the pride that they have in doing the gig.
During the interview process, we were aware of the experience they have, 20, 30 years experience in collecting solid waste. So we knew that about them. It was, again, during the interview process where that's where we really saw their personality and how they care about the residents and how they care about safety on the job. So that's, that was really a deciding factor on the employees we hired for drivers. And as far as, the world-class service aspect of it, they all treat their routes as if their family live on that route, so they're doing a great job, getting a lot of compliments from the residents in the portion of Polk County that we service.
With new jobs comes new services, and they're started up by the solid waste division. What are some of the things that you guys are bringing into Polk County that we've never seen before?
So, as far as our division overall, last October 2024 was really a banner month for the Polk County Solid Waste Division. We started up a couple projects that have been in the works for a couple years. The renewable gas station that we have under operation right now. Mm-hmm. It's a renewable gas treatment facility. So we're able to take the biogases from the closed landfills, which is basically methane, mm-hmm. and then extract those biogases, treat it, and then it in turn becomes a natural gas, a renewable natural gas that we're able to use to power vehicles, power homes, and it's really neat right now. 2 of our contractors for the residential hauling, GFL and FCC, both have CNG trucks, the natural gas trucks, mm-hmm. In their fleet, and they're actually purchasing the fuel from our renewable gas facility to power their trucks. So we're basically recycling the gases that come from our landfill.
So Eric, what exactly is a wetlands leachate treatment system?
Well, first off, leachate is for those who don't know, it's basically the juices, if you want to say, that come from a landfill. As the garbage deteriorates and during rain events, there's a lot of fluid that seeps through the landfill and collects on the bottom liner, which then gets pumped out of the landfill. It goes into large tanks on our facility, and it used to be shipped out via semi-tankers and then taken elsewhere to water treatment plants at a large cost to the county. So this wetland leachate treatment system, we're able to now pump that leachate to a aeration pond. After it gets treated in the aeration pond for a little while, it goes to a settling pond where a lot of the metals and impurities start to settle out of that liquid. From there, it goes through basically a pre-wetland system where it cycles through like 4 kind of wetland chambers, you might say, to help take out more of the impurities. The ammonia in it gets transferred over to a nitrate, and then it filters into a large wetland area and eventually into a holding pond, where it then either goes back into the earth or it evaporates out.
A lot of science that goes into it that the residents may not realize. And
there is, yes. As a matter of fact, we partnered with University of Florida's engineering department to engineer this whole system.
We had heard previously that some of the trucks are using the CNG. What are the other uses for the gases that you guys are collecting? Where else does that go?
It can, I mean, anywhere that a natural gas powers equipment, machinery, or power for homes, that's what that natural gas can be used for.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
It is.
Yeah, between the leachate and that, those are amazing. And if you, for the folks that haven't seen the video that we did for you, the coolest thing, we were out there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And when the trucks took off, got out and got the drone shot. I want you to talk a little bit about the day of our drivers, the collection. Talk a little bit about the services that we're providing, what their day is, because I think the residents would be amazed, that these guys are on the road for a heavy day, and there's a couple trips back because those trucks only hold so much. So
right.
Talk a little bit about the services that they're providing.
Yeah. So. The drivers start probably around 4:30 in the morning. They come to the facility. They do a pre-trip on their trucks to make sure everything's safe. Their horns work. The tires aren't flat. All the lights are working. Brakes are working. All the hydro and other fluids. No leaks or anything like that. Last thing we want to do is drive through a neighborhood and spew hydro fluid down the road. But yeah, so they're usually out of the yard around 5:15 in the morning. So that's when they start their day. They hit the road. They're usually at their first stops on their route about 6 o'clock. Our service times are from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we're not unnecessarily waking up anybody at 4:30 in the morning, or we're not banging around garbage trucks at 8 o'clock at night. So from between 6 and 6, and they're steadily from house to house. So Polk County services over 162,000 units per week. And that's quite a few. So we have a good percentage of that, and it's difficult, and a lot of preparation goes into making sure that every single resident in the county is serviced and serviced satisfactorily to what we want is world-class service. So the drivers are out there probably about halfway, 2/3 of the way through their route. The side loaders, the one that pick up the garbage cans with the majority of the garbage in them, usually cut off their route about that time to come back to the landfill to dump because they're already filled. A truck averages probably around 10 tons per trip from the landfill back to dump, and then they'll go back to the route where they left off and pick it back up.
And how many of those trucks do we have?
Right now we have 4 side loaders that are running, then we have 4 rear loaders that run as well. The rear loaders pick up any of the yard waste and additional bags that may be on the ground.
Okay. So halfway through they come back, dump it off, then go back out on the route. About what time of the day are they finished?
They're usually finished, requesting to have their routes checked around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So they put a good, 9-10 hour day in pretty much every day.
One of the things I want to talk to you about is part of this world-class customer service. Not only is in the drivers, but we've got a call center. And
Correct.
Folks, something's missed, something happens. Talk a little bit about how we take care of the residents with our call center.
Yeah, so we have about a dozen service agents at the solid waste division headquarters, and they are constantly taking calls 8 hours a day from residents who either maybe their home was missed for a service, or they have bulk that they want to have scheduled to pick up, or they just want to find out times and locations of where our facility is. So they treat every resident with the utmost respect.
So we got about 30 seconds left. What I want you to do is, let the folks know at home that this is in the beginning stages and there are growing pains, but the service that they are getting is going to be top notch, and let them know that we're here for them, and everything that they need solid waste wise is going to be taken care of.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we are, we're Polk County. We work for the residents of Polk County, and that's what we want to do. We want to put the residents first and make sure that first and foremost they are taken care of, and all of their waste needs are met.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, first time coming in, did a great job. Yeah. Did as great as you did with me on the interview. So I'm going to have you come back in, and maybe we'll talk individual services, some things, as some of the other things that you guys can help the residents with when it comes to their garbage needs.
Right.
All
okay.
Right. Always good to see you, Eric.
Yeah, you too, Brian.
Come back and see me soon, all right?
All right, we'll do.
All right. Hauling and disposal of Polk County's waste is not a simple task. It's a science. Now, Polk County Solid Waste has over 65 employees in the areas of the landfill operations, administration, engineering, and customer care. Now, if you need answers about trash pickup schedules, yard waste, garbage collection days, anything like that, give them a call, 863-284-4319, or look them up on the web at polkwastewise.net. If you enjoyed that episode of Polk Place, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and even check out the next one.